Chris, I guess I could say congratulations because I feel, hey, you're starting a new part of your life, but you're also ending a part that you dearly love. So what are you feeling today?
It's mixed emotions. It's a decision I've been thinking about for quite some time, and one that, I know is the right decision, but it's still not easy to say. So this has been my life I've been playing football for 18 years and 10 great years as a Giant, and I've been proud every day that I've been coming into this facility and playing games at that stadium. So, like I said, I knew I had to do it, but it's still a tough day.
All right, how much did you agonize over it? How long a process was it? And when did you finally say, okay, I just can't do this, I've got to give it up?
Well, I mean, it's been a bit of a roller coaster because, back when I got put on IR last season, I was pretty sure I was going to retire, and then, I wanted to play again. I wanted to play one more year, and I wanted to try to, get one last game at home in front of our fans, and things were going really great until about mid-May when we started practicing, and then, my arms was just not. It hurt to punch and it hurt to play the game, and my hips began to be an issue. So, I spent most of the spring watching guys practice, which was a feeling I hate doing. As a guy who's played in every game that I possibly could, and I hate to miss practice time, and I just started around end of June when minicamp ended. I went up to Jerry Reese and kind of told him what I was doing, and but I still continue to work out in July and just hopes that I could regain my strength, and I have not been able to. So it's kind of a decision I had to make. I've been a guy who's relied on his strength for years, and if you're telling me I don't have that, then I can't play this game and protect myself the way I think I can.
Chris, what was the bigger reason, the hip or the elbow?
The elbow was the one right now, but I'm pretty sure, just based on the fact that my hips were sore after 3 OTAs, that they would have been an issue too. So the elbow is getting the most attention because I continue to try to lift and get stronger and put stress on that joint. But I think honestly, for the most part, I have a few body parts that just have had enough.
Now, on a lighter note, I read today, and you've got to confirm this with me, because you couldn't lift, you lost 40 pounds. So, I mean, once you become just a civilian, are you going to just drop weight like it's not even a problem?
Well, listen, that's my goal, and I was down to 275, and so that's when I committed to come back for another year. It was a big deal because I had to gain all that weight back and put it on the right way, and I lifted during the time I lost weight, but I wasn't a power lifter. I wasn't a guy training to play in a season. I wasn't a guy who was eating that way. So I also know that the longer I wait, the more aches and pains I'll have. So it's important to me that whenever my career was over, that I would drop the weight and focus on my health so I can be around a long time for these 3 boys I have.
Was that a big reason for this? I mean, you see so many football players, Chris, and they're really banged up at the end, banged up to the point that they can't live a real, natural, normal life. Is obviously you want to avoid that, but was that in the back of your mind, like I can't go there?
Yes, when I was told that there were long-term concerns, and as one medical person told me, it would take heroics for me to stay on the field. I mean, that's telling me it's time. And as much as I love this game, now don't get me wrong, Michael, I mean, I love every part about this game. I love the preparation. I love, game days. Not so much practice at the end of my career, but I love the majority of it, and but I love my family more. So this game has been great to me, and I hope Giant fans know that I gave everything that I had and tried to make this comeback work, and it just got to the point where this is the decision that I had to make.
All right, what's next for you? What do you want to do with your life?
Well, I'm just going to enjoy my children for this time. I mean, we're going to have to kind of stick together through this because my oldest boy, he's almost 11, and he's been a Giant fan for 8 years now. So this will be an adjustment for him and my wife, and we're going to have to figure this out together. So, but we will, because we're a tight family, and But I would like to get into high school coaching at some point. Something, I'll look at all my options. But for me to not be around the game would be impossible.
Now you do have a connection at the Giant head coach. Is there any chance for professional coaching?
That's not even. No, that's. I want to still be home and see my kids quite a bit, and that would be too much of a time commitment right now. I think, especially in the immediate future, I'll just stick to volunteering at a high school or something where it's still able to enjoy the growth of my children.
We're talking with Chris Snee, who today announced his retirement from the NFL here on the Michael Kay Show, ESPN New York 98.7 FM. All right, so a lot of ex-athletes go into broadcasting, so we'll give you a little chance to make an audio tape right now. What do you think of this Giant team this year? How good can they be? Do you think they made the right moves?
I absolutely think they made the right moves, and that's why I'm sad for that part of it too, because I really feel like this team can be good, and I hope that I'm sitting there in February watching these guys playing a Super Bowl, wishing, damn, I could have hung on for one more year. But there's a lot of change around here, so I think there's a lot of leadership roles that need to be taken, and they're up for grabs. My spot, David Deal is gone, Kevin Booth is gone. But they've made the youth movement up front. They brought in guys, young vets. Guys who can play and have started in this league, and then you look at the secondary position. That's a talented group, and really the Giants have done a good job, and that's the expectation I had. But they loaded up, and I'm excited to watch this team play, and I think that the fact that they're in the Hall of Fame game and have a little bit, a few extra practices will help.
All right, now Eli had a bad year last year. He would admit he had a bad year. Is this the beginning of the end for him, or is that just a blip on the radar screen?
No, and Eli will never call out the offensive line, but we didn't help him at all, and it's tough to do your job as a quarterback when you're on your back or you're running for your life, and that was a lot to ask of him, and that's one of the reasons why I love the guy, is because he'll never sell us out, and but he had every right to be pointing a finger at our group last year.
Do you think he's going to like working in McAdoo's offense? Did you like, from what you could tell during the OTAs?
I did. I liked it a lot, and I loved what Kevin Gilbride did, and had many games with him, and a lot of great times. But I know Eli has responded well to the change and the new system, and seems to be. I mean, there's a lot going on in this, Michael. There's a lot of terminology and a lot of on the line of scrimmage stuff, but some stuff has been taken away from him responsibility-wise, which could help. So. I'm excited to watch this team, and they've had a lot of on the field time this spring with the individual practices, but then the OTA. So there's been a lot of repetition, and it's a fresh start for some guys.
All right, before we let you go, we're talking with Chris Snee, who announced his retirement today. Favorite Giant memory when you're a 90-year-old man sitting in the rocking chair? What's going to make you smile the most?
Besides the fact that I'm still sitting in the rocking chair?
Yes.
Let's see. The Super Bowls are, you can't compare those. That's why we work so hard. That's why we play this game. And the first one was great because we beat an undefeated team, and not many people thought we could. And each season, each journey is special for own different reasons. And then the second Super Bowl was great because two of my boys were old enough to remember that and still remember that game. So to celebrate with them and my wife after the game is, I always remember that celebration and the confetti. Was it ever weird playing for your father-in-law? No, and I can honestly say that now that I'm not a member of the team anymore, it's I think we're very similar. We're very we're all about the team, and our goals are the same, and we kind of approach outworking the opponent mentality the same way, and so I've always looked at him as my coach, and honored to do so. He's a heck of a football coach, and I was happy to see that winning the championships and other people seeing what we've been seeing all along.
All right, now, Chris, before I let you go, I want to congratulate you on a great career, the 2 Super Bowls, and I also want to extend an invite, and this is very serious. If you ever get bored, you want to sit on the radio and talk some football with me and Don, you are always welcome here, whenever you want.
I appreciate that. I'm going to take you up on that offer.
That would be really cool. Hey, best of luck, and hope the high school thing happens, and enjoy time with your family. You deserve it. You've had a great career.
All right, thanks a lot, Michael.